Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. It's 11:33 where I am. Let's see. Let's start off with a little bit of AOC. I don't know her whole name. Everybody calls her AOC, but she's a Democratic Congresswoman who is going around now preaching a conspiracy theory as to why Democrats are asking Biden to resign. Let me explain something to you, AOC. He's not going to win. All right, now you have two choices. You can sit there and pray he wins, and then switch to, and then have Kamala Harris as your president, whether you want her or not, because age is not a regenerative disease. Age is a degenerative disease. Okay, I know, I have it. And you can watch me sometimes where I forget what I'm talking about, or I wander off into a different tangent or something. That's all because of my age. I understand it. I try to correct it. It doesn't always work. The people that are, I'm not, if, whether you like Kamala or not is not a relative and really relevant to this conversation. The point is that Biden will be lucky to finish the campaign because I don't think he's in the best health as to begin with. Plus the fact that you have this, he's got COVID now, and that takes a lot out of a human being. And then you have age. I mean, he's going to get older. He's going to have good days and bad days. But you can't, predict it. You don't know. I don't know whether I'm going to have a good day or a bad day when I wake up in the morning, I don't know whether I'm going to get a good night's sleep the night before or not. This is all things that happen to you as you get old. Sadly, it's sad, but it's true. They haven't got a miracle drug. Not even the President of the United States has access to a miracle drug. And the same thing's going to happen to Trump over the next 4 years too. I mean, he's already exhibiting signs of not regular simple mental illness, not age degenerative disease. So he's only going to get worse. So that this doesn't bode well for the country. I would look at it this way: if you replace him tomorrow, he walks out with his head held high, says he's doing it for the country. He understands he's not capable of winning with his health issues and whatnot, and he walks away, and we're proud of him. Or he stays, and the Democrats get slaughtered at the polls, and they can point their finger at him and say, he's the one that did it. He should have resigned earlier. He should have done this. He should have done that. All right, this is the way politicians work. It's a blame game. I've said it here several times. I think Joe Biden's a good man. I mean, he was a great senator. When he worked with McCain, the two of them got a lot done. A Republican and a Democrat. They showed you the way the government's supposed to work, not the way it works today, where you have Democrats that want to be fascists. They want to be they don't want women's rights. They don't want it. And trust me, you say, well, we'll be able to get rid of him in 4 years. No, you won't. He's already got plans and motions to do away with free elections. I mean, the Constitution doesn't guarantee everything. It may guarantee something, but you don't. It's the way they do things, They can come around and do things a different way. There's nothing to stop them anymore. The Supreme Court is the interpreter of the Constitution. And the way it's going right now, whatever that boy says that's what it is. That's the deal. So I don't know what's going to happen there. None of us know anything, but I would at least like to see somebody that can argue the issues, that could stand up there and tell Trump to shut up while they argue the issues. And that's just not happening. You know, it's what you're seeing now is the reason I don't get involved in politics, per se. You know, they say, well, "Why don't you run for it?" No, I did that once already, and it's all bullshit. You know, there's people running the party. You're not running anything. You know, you can say whatever you want, but they elect you because of your personality and your speech making capabilities. They don't elect you because of your intellect. You know, the last smart president we had was Obama, and he was smarter than the Republicans. That's the only claim he had to fame. He outsmarted them, especially with health care. You can say goodbye to health care when Trump gets in. This is going to be if he's as arrogant as I think he is, he's going to do things that are going to cause people to start picking up guns. And talking Civil War. And depending on how much control he has of the military, which I honestly don't think is a lot, because there's a ton of immigrants in the military. You know, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to drop an atomic bomb on the United States? Look, a little on the side, a little side channel here, away from the political bullshit, but I believe that around the year 2035, the world is going to be in such chaos because of food shortages, water shortages, climate problems, and I can tell you right now, you've seen Trump in an emergency, especially like a pandemic. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't listen to anybody. You're going to see the same thing happen now. By the year 2035, and I won't be here. If I am, I won't be able to talk, which people will probably think is a good thing. But year 2035, when I left the United States 12 years ago, or 14 years ago, there was an article. There was an article a year or two before I left, maybe longer than that. I don't really know. About we're going to run out of fuel, oil, by 38 years from that point at that usage level. Well, we got around that because we got extended because we did things to increase the automotive usage of gasoline and cut back on other usages of oil and whatnot, and developed a little bit more oil, so that we were all set. Now you won't get that with this moron. You know, wants to do away with all restrictions on cars, all restrictions on the climate and everything like that. This country, it's not just the country you have to worry about; it's the world. And that's, you know, and you don't see anybody talking about this stuff. You know, they talk about things that they think you want to hear. Well, you don't want to hear that the world could end in the year 2038. I'm not going to say, when I say the world can end, I believe it'll end, but not the cataclysmic blown up, we're all dying and everything like that. I just think that there's things happening today that at the rate they're happening, in 14 years, it's quite possible that this planet will be near self-destruction. You know. And I still think we're going to screw up and let the robots take over. But you know I'm like, those are conspiracy theories that actually make more sense to me than some of the bullshit that these people are talking about now. Now, going back into the political scene, into the Trump scene, there is a very surprising amount of I don't know what to call it. But the differences of opinions about this assassination. There's a lot of conspiracy bullshit going on, and I don't know, I don't know all about that, and I don't really. I'm not experts in that field. I am an expert with a rifle, and yeah, I can tell you he should have killed him at that range. If he had practiced at that range, He had the time and the energy and everything else. He had a rangefinder. He knew where he was. He knew what everything with the specs and everything like that. It wasn't a windy day, so I don't know why he missed as much badly as he did. But I've also said that I think he was more of a mass shooter than he was a presidential assassin. Yeah, I think he was just a disgruntled, delusioned young man, mass shooter. Now, why was that space open? I have no idea. There's such a thing as called an advanced team, and I like I said, I hung out with Secret Servicemen. Like when they would go into New York City as an advanced team, they would hook up with the people that were already there. They were there. There's a station, permanently Secret Service unit there. They'd hook up with them and the local authorities. In that case, the New York Police Department. They would sit down. They would have a meeting. They would go out. They would weld manhole covers, such and everything like that. And you have all these extra people flooding in. That's the advanced team. So by the time whoever's getting there, they have it all planned out. The specific route. They know the steps the person they're protecting is gonna take. You know, now this is for a president. It's different when you're protecting when you're not protecting a president. Things are different. Now, could be with Trump, you know, that there's people on his team that didn't like him, or that there were people in the area where he was, the local authorities that didn't like him and just said, fuck it, you know. Don't know. Don't think we'll ever know. Oh, God. I've never seen anything so fucked up in my life in terms of government bullshit. I really haven't. This is really astounding, you know. I was around in the 60s and the race riots and the racial revolution, the sexual revolution, whatever you want to call it. And now I see the planet taking steps. I just see America walking backwards on everything, on all the progress that was made in various fields. I just see them walking backwards. You know, it's not going to be there's no way Trump's going to make this a great country again. He's going to make it a bad country again. You know, he's going to take this country apart little by little. He thinks he can reshape the world into his image. Putin's not going to let him do that. Kim's not going to let him do it. Tsai, the Chinese guy, he's not going to let him do it. The best they can hope for is divide the world into 4 parts, which each part, you know, like rollerball. Each country is responsible for, or each territory is responsible for certain something, food, manufacturing, whatever, you know. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that Trump's policies, or the Republican Party's policies on no abortion, no contraception, sex only for propagation purposes, will result in either a diminished population, which is what happened to China, or a overpopulated country. You know, too many people. And that's a big thing that's going to come up sooner or later too, whether or not we make it through the climate process and everything else that's going on. Climate process will affect population growth too, because the food is a problem. But that's the next big thing is that, you know, you build all these buildings and you don't know where the water's coming from. Or how to get rid of the garbage and the wastewater and treat it properly. You have all this crap going on, and yet you push for these things, and that you have no way of responsibility. I don't know what I'm looking for here to manage these things. You know, how do you manage an increase in population? a major increase in population. You know. Now, all right, during the 50s after World War II, we did it because we had all this area. We had money, we had new manufacturing techniques, we had all this stuff out there. We had plenty of work for people, we had plenty of land and whatnot to develop. Now he wants to destroy the land, turn it into a concrete jungle. If it's not concrete, it's going to be oil platforms or coal mines. There's never been forethought by the U.S. government in anything it's done, or any government that's in anything it's done, other than acquiring land or power for its leaders. All right, listen. My mind is starting to fade. It's coming on 12 o'clock. I gotta eat some food. I've been sick all morning, so I have to eat some food. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think I'll be back later on today, but I'll be back tomorrow. So everybody here, take care, be safe. See you tomorrow.